Everyone, it's Tiger, and just on the thought of I used to do for several years. I did part of my mystery shopping thing. Sunoco ran a thing called the Free Fuel 5000. They may still do it. I don't really look anymore. Uh, and the first year, and so this is just um, it was, man, let me tell you something. I get an email one day and it says, I forget who was doing it at the time, some mystery shopping company, and it said Sunoco free, whatever. It was $80 a shop, and I was kind of like, I didn't really know what to make of it, and I'm like, well, these were all over in Indiana, like south of Indianapolis, in that Bloomington, all the way down to Louisville and stuff like that. And so I took a few of them, and well, it was $80 for 2 hours. So $40 an hour, and said you have two people. So I got my wife went with me on a couple. My brother-in-law went, and we went out and you go to them small towns and you may not have any customers come in, and so we followed the rules, and we go back and I'm like, hey, we ain't got nobody, and they're like, well, make some winners, see if they'll. They were literally telling us to tell them put it on, get them to put it on their car, drive around the block and come back. And honestly, they're not gonna leave the property and come back, And I mean, it was $10, um, so eventually it's like, we just started breaking the rules, and um, hey, you want to get in that thing, because it was all the advertisements was all there was the toppers on the fuel tanks at the time on all the pumps. So we got to ask people to do it, and they come in, and that first year, um, I think because they pay you the month after a lot when you get into the mystery shopping, most of it comes you would get paid like the end of the month after. So in this case, I did what I did was in August. So the end of September, I got a check. It was like $3,200, and I was like, dang, or I forget how much it was. It was a nice amount, and it was it was just a like wow, because we did it on Saturday and Sunday, and so the next year it came out, they dropped it to 60, and we went and picked up. Me and my wife, we went up to Cleveland for 2 days, um, and then we went. I forget where all we went. We went a couple places. The next year, I think my third or fourth year doing it, I had all the stops in Cleveland for each month, and on one of them, we get up there Friday, so we took Friday. Of course, we didn't have maps. Don't forget that, guys. The online map thing was not. Garmin was okay. I didn't have a GPS at the time. Um, and so I would be home printing off everything on Yahoo. I'd print it up, get down the shot of the street corners, and then I would zoom out so I would get like an area. Um, and that did not work as well in places you had never been, especially when sometimes the um, buildings and stuff did not really match up with your map. Sometimes railroad tracks would not be there, and your stuff would be on the other side, and you're driving 3 to 4 miles just to get around this wall or something. And so we get up to Pittsburgh, or excuse me, we get up. Yeah, no, we get up to um, Cleveland. So we're gonna be there Saturday or Friday, Saturday, and I get up there and I'm looking online, or I'm checking my emails, and I'm seeing this stuff, and there were some shops in New York, and they were paying I forget exactly how much a shop. I want to say there were four shops that had to be done, and they were paying like $200 a piece. And the one of them, so the one was like 2 hours deep in New York, along the Pennsylvania line. Yeah, the northern part of, so um, we got we got done, and I called the lady and confirmed it. Okay, you can do it. Yep. And so I pushed Cleveland. So what we ended up doing we went to we got the hotel, or we drove a little bit. We got a hotel. We went to bed. I got up and oops. Sorry, I'm in my van. I just left. I'm getting ready to leave Toledo, go home. So we got in the car. I don't know. We got up like 4 o'clock, buddy, and we're shooting into New York. And I don't know. I don't know where I was in New. I mean, we all we had was a map, and somehow we went out there to find this little gas station on this little road somewhere, and we were there. And then we worked our way. We always went to the farthest first and worked our way back. And so on that Sunday alone, we made $800. And this was 2012. So we take out, yeah, we had our food and our hotel and our gas. So let's say we lost $100, we still did 700 for the day. And then once we finished off, we drove back to Cleveland, and then Sunday we finished off in Cleveland, and then we drove straight home that night. So I think altogether for those 3 days we made like $1,600. Um, the next year I probably made $5,000-6,000. We had like two very nice checks, and I would take long weekends off work so I could go out of town and make some money. And then the last weekend, the last year, they asked me to pick up Michigan for the second month, and I probably made $10,000 doing that in 2 months. Um, and I took two weeks of vacation. So I used to do it big. I don't do any mystery shops anymore. Things just don't work out for me. But for those of you who you ever think about it, I mean, it's an ever changing business. Um, I made a lot of money. Um, on the side. I mean, but also you also gotta go do the stuff. Then you come back. Then you got set. At the time, reports were done later. I do a lot of Kroger's. I do a lot of gas stations. Um, so that's just a thought. So thank you guys, and I'm gonna hit a third story here. Thank you.